Hi, we outside. And it's been a minute since I've posted a video. I've made videos, I haven't posted them. And there's a lot happening in the world right now. And it's been affecting the messages that I have. And some of the videos I've just felt uncomfortable sharing. Until I address what's happening in the world right now. We see, if you're in the United States, you're experiencing what is happening in the world. You're witnessing it. Maybe you're witnessing it, maybe you're experiencing it, maybe it's both. Maybe it hasn't touched you or affected you yet. Eventually it will. We think that it's a political battle, it's a battle of beliefs. But really, what we're seeing is a physical manifestation of the spiritual warfare that has been happening for a few years now. It's spiritual. It is the last rising of dark entities. So that is why it is so visible and loud. It is raging to survive. The darker entities that live within all of us is manifesting physically, because there are so many of us that are not healing, and there are so many of us that are healing and that have awakened. And if you ever seen something die, it gives its greatest last fight when it wants to live. So when an animal, for instance, has been taken in a violent way, typically it fights. Every part of it, its body, its being, fights to live. It gives all its energy to finding those last breaths. Just like with a plant will give all of its energy to the dead leaves. That's what's happening right now in our society, in our world, in this spiritual warfare. The darkness, the unhealed parts of our collective that live in the deep, dark crevices are manifesting physically, and they're rising to the surface, and they're fighting for those last breaths, because it is dying. So we see people being used like Donald Trump and Elon Musk. They're being used by the darkest entity to give that last fight, to fight to survive. So that's why it's so loud. So if you've been wondering, like I have been wondering, what is it that I can do? Our natural instinct is to do something, to take action, to fight against it. But sometimes The greatest thing you can do is to, when someone is pushing and someone is playing tug of war, you let the rope go and you watch them fall. Because they're expending all of their energy trying to pull you towards it. But what happens when there's no resistance to it? And really what I mean by that is that the resistance that needs to happen right now is internal. If there is something that you feel you need or want to do and you're unsure of what that is, then I encourage you to go inward and do internal work. Because what is to come will take spiritual strength. It will take being able to stay and remain grounded for when it is time to fight, to go on the picket lines, to resist. You need to be fortified spiritually. You need that grounding. You need that love and healing energy to reside within you so that it can sustain you when the real battle, the physical battle, manifests. So the best thing that we can do right now is work on the internal battles that's happening within yourself. Work on the internal battles that's happening within your home, within your workspace. Focus on healing those spaces so that you can have a fortified, grounded front when the time comes to rise in the physical world, to rise outside of yourself, to channel all of that energy that you're cultivating and nourishing and nurturing, to then use it on external forces. The best thing that we can do now is to pray and to heal. Because when we pray and we heal, we are able to come together. We are able to vibrate on a higher frequency. We are able to align with like-minded energies. And those energies come together and they build a stronger force. They multiply. When two or more gather in prayer, in the name of healing, in the name of God, it builds. But in order to be called to that gathering, you have to answer the call that is happening within you, the internal call. That is, it may seem simple, and you may have some resistance to what I'm saying. That resistance is the recognition that there is power in what I'm speaking. Nourish yourself, rest, rejuvenate, ground. Prepare yourself spiritually for the physical and the spiritual warfare that is beginning to manifest outside of us. That's how you get ready. That's how you're going to sustain your community. That's how you're going to have the strength, the fortitude, the willpower to fight what is coming, to survive and to thrive through what is coming, and to have the alignment to have solutions to the problems and not offer more problems. No one ever put out a fire with fire. Take care.